I'm Dr. Kristen Jacobs from Ooh La La Spa, Anti-Aging and Wellness, and welcome to Real Talk with two docs today. So this is my favorite person in the whole world, Dr. Wise. And he's my husband as well. So we work together, we live together, have two children together. We can't get away from each other. Well, I always say it's 19 years.
We really don't see each other.
We don't see each other at all. But 19 years of bliss. So today we wanted to talk about our detox program that we did. And several shows ago, back in January, we talked about how we were going to do it. And we finally did do it. And we actually did 3 weeks of detox. And I loved every second of it. But the caveat that I'm going to say is that the reason I loved it is because I had him cooking for me. So if you love to cook, this is a great program. If you don't love to cook, it's still a great program, but you need to enlist somebody else to take care of you.
Or just pick easier items.
Well, you could pick easier items,
yeah. Having the right snacks around, like some nuts and rice, stuff that's easy to make or easy to have around.
He would get little bags of my snacks for me, and I was really spoiled. So for me, it was extremely easy. And I know we had Steph on the show, and I didn't have any issues with any fatigue in the beginning or feeling, bad. But we typically eat pretty clean anyway, and that's really what the program is about. So
yeah, the hardest part was the coffee.
The coffee was the hardest, and the funniest thing about that is that I really don't drink coffee anymore.
So you're drinking green tea.
So we broke me of that habit. So he's put together a presentation, and not that we're going to go through every single slide, but I think there are a lot of really good slides and some great information. So I'm going to just turn it over to you, and I will chime in when I deem it necessary.
I was told not to make it boring, so what we did is took the slides that are with the kit, like presentation, but then I think what makes it interesting is just finding a good way to do it. And like I said, finding the right foods that are easy to make and quick, because a lot of this stuff is meal prep, cutting up vegetables and making the vegetables in a way that they taste good. The other thing is like using mixed nuts. You gotta make your own side, like almonds and pistachios, and put those together and made like a trail mix with some
with a little bit of coconut.
Did some dried coconut and dried
apples.
Some raisins and some dried apples.
Oh, the raisins are really good. They were yellow raisins. Where were they?
Yeah.
Yellow raisins.
Yellow raisins. So, but just going down to like the organic food store, they have that kind of stuff. So that makes it easy if you're buying those things. So you're not just relying on, like, some of the recipes are just, they look intense, but they're not. So, but the other thing was making spaghetti squash. Like, everybody wants to cut it in half and then bake it. That takes like 45 minutes, but you can actually just cut it in half, or you don't even have to cut it in half. Just poke it a few times, put it in the microwave for about 10 minutes, and you're good. So.
And we're going to show you some of the recipes that he did. We took photos of the finished food, but also the prep work. So when we get there, you can tell them all about the spaghetti squash. That was one of my favorite meals.
Yeah, we still eat that.
We still do. We do.
Just because it's easy and it's a good vegetable to have in your diet. So
good. Okay.
So anyway, I guess we'll talk about the slides. So we're glad you're here. It's interesting that the average person is exposed to 14 pounds of pesticides, herbicides, and additives. That's a lot of 14 pounds.
It's
quite
scary. It's very scary. And so even though you think you're eating healthy, you actually, if it's not organic, it has all of this.
One of the worst things by the Environmental Working Group they find are grapes and blackberries, and strawberries.
Strawberries, right.
So those are what you want to buy organic, because the little pits in it, the pesticides and herbicides get stuck in there. So
there's more to it than just eating clean. It really is eating organic and making sure you're not getting the pesticides. And that's
it. This summer, don't go eat strawberries that are like gross.
That have the pesticides. So you really want to look for that. So that is 14 pounds is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And then your body will store it. So your body can get rid of about a small cup of toxins a day. And once you're over that limit, then it just stores it, and it's stored most toxins are fat soluble, so they're going to be stored in your fat. So like if you get fat that accumulates in your waist or in your hips or in the same area over and over and you just can't lose it, that could be one of the problems. I mean, it could also be hormonal, could be just weight gain. There's a few different things, but I wouldn't necessarily do this to lose weight. I would do this to clean out the liver and clean out the body.
And you did lose weight.
I did.
I lost like 3 pounds in the beginning, which was back to where I should be. But I pretty much stayed the same after that, but just felt so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Slept really well. I mean, just so much energy. Yeah. But you did. How much? Do you know how much weight you lost?
I lost 11 pounds.
Yeah.
But I needed to because it was the holidays and I had a lot of fun. So a lot of that was just cleaning up my diet and eating better. But then getting that stuff out of my body, the body's going to lose weight or it's going to function better. You're going to be at optimal health instead of just normal health.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this is about GI health. So you have your digestion, your elimination, and microflora. Really important thing here is that we want to clean out the liver and help with digestion, but then also eliminate incoming toxins. That's what we're really focused on here. And then like when you get done with it, that's when I would recommend like a good probiotic and get that gut flora working right. And then gut integrity, that just has to do with like the cell wall membrane. So like if you've ever heard of leaky gut where your gut doesn't hold or retain what it needs to, let stuff in and out. It helps with that too by eliminating those toxins and that crap, that stuff that's going on in there. So.
And I think it's important, you said it, this is a liver detox, but everything that we put into our body, everything we put on our skin, everything, even just being outside, there are toxins around. And so we want to try to, here we go, what are toxins? See, I'm just going too fast. Yeah, what are toxins? Talk to me.
Just anything that your body can't digest or take care of, but it's anything that's, I guess it's anything that's harmful to the body. So, it just puts more stress on your GI and then your liver. So then your body, your liver's always going to try to get rid of them. But it can only do so much. So what this does, it helps bind with that, and then we'll get into that where it's going to change it from a type or a phase 1 tox. There's phases of detoxification. So, anyway, sources of toxins. We kind of talked about these last time. Pollution, auto exhaust, cleaning products. If you've ever painted anything, you've inhaled those fumes, and you probably also got a little bit of paint on your body. So.
Or me.
Or you have paint all over when you paint.
Everywhere. I think there's more paint on me than on the walls. Yeah. But this is important when we're talking about not only diet and food, but as he said, pollution. And this is what we talk about with our skincare all the time, that we have to have products that protect us against that. So our total protection products and our Lumi products from Skinmatica protect us from all of the pollution that we have in the air.
Like the nighttime Lumi, it's going to have antioxidants you're going to put on your face. It's similar to what this does for the inside of your body. So it really does all go together. Mm-hmm. And when I look at inhalants on here, I think of, people know it's bad to smoke cigarettes. I mean, you're exposed to that kind of stuff all the time.
So. Right, so secondhand smoke. Vaping. Vaping is terrible.
Yeah, don't do that one. And then this is an interesting study that all humans have chemicals in their body. And this was done by the EPA, so it's just 100% of people have these toxins. I'm not going to read them off, but 100% of people, that's everybody. So everybody should be doing something to combat that. So,
right.
And there's, enough said there. So, and this is the funny one. It's not funny, but it's interesting that you're in your home, you actually have more toxins than you do outside. Like you would think going outside and getting some fresh air would be worse sometimes, like in urban areas, but there's actually diseases inside, or not diseases. I should stop talking.
Are you still talking?
Diseases. Anyway, the dry clean, that's what I was trying to say. When you have a dry clean suit, it's going to give you measurable levels of trichloroethylene in your bloodstream. So.
I mean, same thing with your dryer sheets, with the toothpaste, pretty much everything that we use. So we really try to use more organic, more natural ingredients. But what you have to be careful with when you're purchasing things is that, I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's a very small percentage that you have to prove is organic or pure or clean or whatever, and they'll let you put it on your label. So not everything out there that says that it's organic and clean and pure really is. So that's a whole nother show, probably a whole nother month of shows, just talking about all of the different toxins in our environment, in our house. But we use the little wool dryer balls instead of dryer sheets, and we just try very hard to change some things. Even your cleaning products, everything.
Like if you ever had new rugs put in that smells good, but it's actually a toxin, or the wood floors. A few years ago, they had to recall a bunch of them because of the off-gassing from the floors. So
I think we just need to move to the beach. I don't think there are toxins there, right?
Yeah, plastics from the ocean.
Plastics, that's right.
They're everywhere. So that's why you got to do something to help your body out.
Right.
So, and this chart, this is about atrazine, and right where we are in the Midwest, there, Illinois, we're in the highest level. So there's just one more reason that you should, if you live in the Midwest, you should definitely do something to get rid of that stuff and help your body out.
And this is what we were just talking about, right?
That, yeah. And the weird, so like little things like caffeine. So I cut caffeine out about like a week before starting.
Yes.
And it made it easier to go without coffee or pre-workout stuff. But yeah, caffeine affects your detox system. So it is a diuretic where it's going to help you get rid of stuff, but it's also going to mess up the phase 1 and phase 2. So, and then prescription drugs, if you take a prescription for, like say blood pressure or something like that, it can have side effects and other things that are being held in your system. So just to be aware of it. Oh, and then skincare there too.
Right, and I love that this one's in there on a whole detox diet, because this is what we preach all day long. And like you said, the Lumivive and our Total Protection and all of the products that we use are...
What are the chemicals that are banned on reefs now and stuff?
Right, so the sunscreens, the sunscreen chemicals. So we're happy to share all that information with you, and we talk about it every single day, all day long, because you really do have to wear the right products and try to stay away from any of the chemicals, because it's all absorbed.
Yeah, the chemical sunscreens, they'll help with skin cancer, but they might cause a different kind of cancer. So.
And I always like to point out that the spray sunscreen is banned in a lot of golf courses because it kills the grass. So imagine what it's doing to your skin. Those chemicals are just extremely harmful, so stop using them. We need a physical sunscreen.
Yes, I concur. So the food additives, we have artificial coloring. We kind of touched on that too. Refined foods, sugars.
The meats with the hormones and the antibiotics.
Yep. So like on the program, you want to try to buy. It's hard to find sometimes, but you want to buy organic beef or chicken or grass fed.
Turkey.
So,
didn't you do
turkey? One day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did there's a lot of different options really, or wild caught fish. So here's the slide is in there.
Yeah.
The Dirty Dozen. This is the environmental working group. They have a list of what foods have the most toxins on them every year. So they have the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 14, which are the ones that don't have many toxins. But anyway, apples. So you want to buy these organic, the Dirty Dozen. Your apples, your celery, your strawberries. A lot of times it's the ones with the, if you're not eating the skins, then it's not really that important. So like bananas, don't necessarily need to get those organic because you're not going to eat the skin that the pesticide was on. So.
Okay.
But like peaches there with the hair on them, stuff just gets stuck in there. So. We just talked about this too. Okay. And then signs that you might be having problems. If you have any of these symptoms, then you definitely should do this. I wasn't necessarily noticing anything like this. It's been a few years since I've done it, and I know what it does, so that's why we did it. But if you're having any of these symptoms or problems, like skin changes a lot. We see that with patients where their skin clears up after doing but it is interesting, like asthma, frequent colds and flus. It helps your body work more optimal. So actually, maybe this is a good time to talk about it and doing something for your immune system so that you function better with the flu season. So
Absolutely.
I won't mention the other word. So why detox? We just went over all this. So it really is the least expensive and least invasive method to get stuff out of your system. So you don't want to wait until you're sick and then do something. You want to prevent that. So and like when I mentioned doing this for fat or lose weight, the toxins are stored in fat cells typically. So you're gonna mobilize those fat cells and get the toxins out of your system. Or if you've done a weight loss program in the past and you lose the weight, but your body can't process all those toxins, then a lot of times you're going to gain that weight back because those toxins are in your system. Your liver's going to say, I still can't get rid of this. I'm going to encase that in the fat cell.
So I think this can be
that's when you
both.
get plateaus and other
Right.
stuff too.
I think this can be both pre-weight loss program and post-weight loss program. Do you agree?
Yeah, you can do it anytime.
Yeah, and I think it just should be done annually, and that's why we try to do it. I think we missed last year, but every other year I feel like we've done some kind of a detox. Yes.
Not necessarily this one. We've done other programs in the past.
Mhm.
I think this one's the best one there today. So.
And it was easy.
So with toxins, we're going to convert them to phase 1 is to change that from a fat soluble toxin into a water soluble toxin, and then phase 2 we're going to get that water soluble toxin out of your system by binding with the nutrients there. So it's all done with nutrition. Like this thing is the 2 shakes that you would have. It's basically just vitamins, nutrition, whole foods that are in a powder form, so you can get them all in. If you actually tried to eat all that stuff, you just couldn't do it. So, but yeah, converting it from a fat soluble toxin into a water soluble toxin, and then taking what you need in order to get that to bind with, or to get it out of your system. So, and they do it's a 7-day program or 14. We did 14.
We did.
we
Technically, we did
3 weeks,
21.
but,
Yeah.
Once you're really did 3 weeks, it was easy. We were in a routine. We were already eating that way, so why not just keep going? The hard part is probably social events.
Definitely.
Because there's not really good options there, and then just social drinking, you can't do that with us either. So.
But once we were on this program, I mean, it really wasn't that hard.
No.
We didn't actually. I didn't wake up and go, yeah, I think I want some wine. Same thing with the coffee, so it was fine.
First Friday, I wanted.
The first Friday, I mean, it's tough in the beginning.
At the end of the day.
Right, it's tough. It's your routine, so it's breaking the bad habits, and that's what once we did, we were so much better. And one of the things.
How much we were.
No, one of the things that he said when we were getting towards the end of it is he said, I'm going to miss my shake in the evening. And I used it as my dessert. I always did a chocolate vanilla mix, and I would have dinner, and then I would really look forward to that shake, and I would have that in the evening. And then I felt very satisfied, and Stephanie's back there going, ew, but I put bananas in it, strawberries, blueberries.
Almond milk or coconut milk.
Yeah,
I
loved
chocolate
it.
with the coconut milk was probably my favorite for dessert. Just coconut milk, chocolate.
I think in the beginning it is a little tough to drink, but you just get used to it and you figure out how to mix it. I was a good mixologist. I was good.
So the idea is to remove the incoming toxins, restore what's going on with your body, and revitalize the liver. So you probably don't need to know.
Yeah. So
these are just the supplements that you would take. So like certain days would be that. This is the shake. And then the protocols. So first 2 days they recommend fasting. I did fast.
And I was able to for the first time in my life. Just the shakes. You have the shakes and you have your supplements, but you don't eat anything else.
And then if you need to, have an almond or apple. One almond. No.
One almond. One almond.
Almonds were kind of my go-to, so like I had them at my desk. And there's actually at the health food place they had these sprouted almonds, so they're like crunchier. Those are pretty good. So, and then after that, it's the supplements and then just clean eating. So, benefits. What are the benefits?
You feel so much better. You really do.
I did list for loss. So,
yeah, I think the energy factor was the best. So, okay, so this is one of the meals he made. This is the spaghetti squash that he was talking about.
Yeah, so I followed the recipe like in the booklet that comes with it. But then, like, I mean, you gotta saute your veggies, and then I wanted you to do spaghetti squash in the oven, and I just poked the spaghetti squash a few times, put it in the microwave for 15 minutes. Maybe it was 20 minutes. It was a big one. But then it was so much easier to do it that way. Or then like this one we used back to this one. So that was like just basically you take your vegetables, your carrots. I think there were carrots, celery, onion, and then the spaghetti squash. But basically it was one pan, so like I'm not getting a bunch of stuff dirty. And then the spaghetti squash in the microwave, so it really wasn't that difficult. But then this one was what's that? Oh, that was the one with the parsnips and stuff. So this one I changed up because I wanted you to layer stuff, and I'm just too lazy. So I just cut everything up, put it in the Instapot, and it came out pretty good. And then the thing on the bottom there is a salad, just one of the salads. So I think there's pear, tomato, turmeric sprinkled over it. That's the orange stuff, and then sunflower seeds. And we just used like the organic mixed greens from Sam's, so I didn't have to clean the lettuce or anything like that.
And a little olive oil and some apple cider vinegar. Is that what we did?
Yeah, that's my favorite one. Yeah, it's easiest. So.
And I would come home and that's what I would have, and I was like, yay, this is the best.
The other thing that was easy, so you make some couscous or rice. I think this one's couscous, but basically by making a bunch of it early in the week, you can just use that all week. Throw some veggies in it, throw some leftover chicken breast, microwave it, you're good. And then the bottom one, that's a salad, and then
I think you have the
maybe a chili. I don't know what that one is.
It is. There was some. What's the couscous and some soup? Looks like I don't know. It was so good.
Yeah. But really, just prepping stuff was the hard part. I mean, this is just putting stuff in the salad. So there's turkey bacon, some chicken breast, some pepper rings, and like the little sweet pepper rings. I think that's what those are. And the I don't know, that's either kale or spinach. I think that was kale. So. And that's what it looks like. So yeah, it's really doable. Like once you learn to make some of the lean proteins, and then just having the veggies prepped, you just throw it all together. Either in salads or Instapot or one pot or whatever. So, and then avocados are available too. So it's kind of interesting that like this, we're not necessarily doing it for weight loss, but it's pretty low carb the way I did it because I typically eat that way. So, but this on the plan, like you can't have French fries or anything like that. So that you have to make your own at home. I did make some. I guess I did white potatoes for the kids, but then I did sweet potatoes for us. Just like cut the potato up into long strips and bake them. So.
It was so good.
And then this one that looks really good, the chocolate pudding. That was actually made with avocado, avocado, coconut, and then I read the label wrong, so I like used 3 times as much salt as I should have, and it tasted horrible. And I threw it all away.
But it's very pretty, so we wanted
really
to include it.
I want to try it again sometime and do it right.
Definitely try that.
I think it would be pretty good. Like you didn't know there was avocado in it. You did notice there was way too much salt in it, though.
You know that commercial with the raccoons is like, oh, this is so disgusting, try it. Well, that's pretty much what he did. He goes, oh, this is so bad, you should try it. And I was like, I don't think I want to try it.
I was like, oh my god, it's horrible.
But it is pretty. Yes, it is pretty. And the good thing with all of these is that everything tasted amazing. And I never felt like I needed anything else. I never felt like I needed sweets. I never felt like I needed my coffee. I got used to drinking the tea.
Well, and then like the sweet thing, like I think we had pears one day or throughout the thing, but the pears were really sweet. So like you really start to feel or get the sweetness back from fruits and stuff. I was just reading a thing this morning too about how like artificial sweeteners will basically they trick your body so then you're not getting the calories from it, so then you're still hungry. So there aren't artificial sweeteners in here. You're just using natural foods and fruits.
Mm-hmm. So.
Like the sweet potatoes were sweet.
So, oh, those were so good, and the kids didn't love them as much. But I was like, oh, they're so sweet. Those are so good. And so I think we enjoyed the food better. It tasted better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we slept better. The fatigue was less. So much more energy. So overall, I thought it was an amazing experience, and I was actually sad that we stopped after 21 days, but we had a big. I know we're gonna do it again. I looked in the cabinet this morning. I was like, oh, my shakes are gone. So I think that everybody should do it. I know I have a lot of patients who stopped in and they would see the box and like, oh, I just don't know if I can commit, and that's the hardest part. But once you can get over that and you say, okay, 7 days or 14 days, really you can do anything for that amount of time, I think. Agree?
Yeah, and then, well, and then, like I said, having a little prep beforehand. Like
Yes.
Knowing that you can have almonds as a snack anytime, celery, carrots, apples.
Yes, so.
The list is long of what you can have, so you really shouldn't feel deprived necessarily. Like, obviously, cake isn't on there, but
But pudding is,
pudding,
if we do it right.
Actually, you probably could make a cake with almond flour or something, but
we did not attempt that. Next time.
Yeah.
Next time I'll let you attempt that. So,
thanks.
all right. Any other closing comments?
No. I'd say if you want to do it, that's a good reason to do it here is that we would do check-ins with you, and then we're available for support too. So.
I do. I think the biggest thing is supporting and doing it together as a group. And when Steph did it, Taylor did it as well. So they supported each other through it. And so I think that's the biggest thing, because it's really hard to do one person and not the other person at home doing it. And they're not appreciating what you're going through. Plus, they're not as healthy as you are. So you need to convince them. So, okay.
Your skin will be better than theirs.
That's right. It just looks so much better. So. Okay, well, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, please give us a call. We're happy to share the recipes. We're happy to, share our experience
if you have somebody
even more.
you want to do this with, share the video with them, and then talk them into it.
Right. What do we always say? Like, share, comment. Let's do it. So give us a call at 618-288-9117. Hope to see you soon.